Hello and welcome to Your Journey Yoga. I'm Cheryl. So I had a request. I'm going over Thunderbolt pose. Now Thunderbolt pose is actually a beginner pose but can have some challenges to it. There are also many variations to Thunderbolt pose that can intensify it. So taking you through step by step, you choose what's right for you. In Thunderbolt pose, we're going to start with the legs extended out nice and long. In staff pose, we sit up tall, noticing the spine. Core is strong, neck right in line with the shoulders, the spine, all the way down to the sit bones. Now we're going to sweep our feet around and we're going to come up onto our knees. So the shins are on the mat, tops of the feet are on the mat. A variation is you can cross one foot over the other. So we're just crossing so that the toes are touching. Otherwise, feet are apart. Our knees are touching. The tops of the feet on the mat. Insteps of the feet are touching. Now, if you happen to have really tight quadriceps, your thighs, or you're taking special care of your knees, if you have a blanket or a towel, you can fold this back on itself. You can make it as big or as little as you like, and you're going to slide this kind of in the crook where the knees are, and then sit back. So that's going to take some of the intensity out for you. Knees feel great. You've got good flexibility through those quadriceps. We're going to sit it back onto those heels. And we sit up nice and tall. So we're mindful of our posture. Always a big proponent in posture. So as we sit up tall, our ears are right over our shoulders. Shoulders right over our hips. Those knees are in line. Hands just resting softly on those thighs. Now this actually can be a meditative pose if you are so inclined. If it feels right and natural for you. If this is like, holy cow, who in their right minds could meditate here? This is just a really good stretch for you. So we're going to stay here just as long as works for your body, for your mind. So you might find quiver, okay? You might start to feel tingly in your toes or through your ankles, or if your ankles are having an issue being back here, try tucking that towel. If you need to come out, come out. So again, you can just close your eyes. You can remain here. So there is also a dynamic Thunderbolt pose, which we will use the arms to extend and reach. And then as you exhale, you're going to circle your arms around behind, stacking one palm on top of the other, turning your face to the side. Inhale, reach to the sky. And now you're going to do the opposite. So the opposite hand behind comes on top. Turn your face to the opposite direction. Do that again. Inhale, reach to the sky, core staying strong. We turn back to the face, the front. That first time. Palm touch. Inhale, reach. And back to the opposite side, opposite hand on top. And inhale, reach. Come back to that Thunderbolt. So that's our dynamic Thunderbolt. So once again, we find that nice tall posture. Again, those feet can be crossed or those feet can just be side by side. Our knees are touching. So different than our hero's pose. So another option here, I'm going to slide down my mat, is coming here. We're going to place our hands lower on our thighs. We're going to lift. We're going to use support, keeping a hold of those thighs, and we're going to arch our back. So now this one's a little more intense. So holding that arch as long as is right for you, core staying strong. Using those quadriceps to help lift you back up. So again, arching back, opening the chest. Now if you like, bringing your hands behind, kind of down by those shins, lifting the chest. Breathe. Let your head be heavy. So as we open the chest and lift the chest, feel that stretch. Find your breath. So to come out, one hand, other, and rise. Sit it back to that Thunderbolt pose. Breathe. Now you can progress. Now me, taking care of my lower back today, not the greatest place for me. So, but if you like, you can come all the way into a back bend to Thunderbolt pose. This is a very advanced Thunderbolt pose. So be mindful. Take care of yourself. If this is something that you would really like to do, is come into that back bend in your Thunderbolt pose, I recommend you looking up someone who actually can guide you through that step by step rather than me having to guide you through without actually showing you to. I think that would be a safer way to do that. Lots of different variations to Thunderbolts. And as some of us, as we all know, some of us, we need to take special care of our bodies. There are just certain things that aren't in the cards for us, and that's okay. So I hope that this has been informative, and we do have one more step, one more variation of Thunderbolt pose that does not require a back bend, but is still a pretty darn intense stretch. Join me here. Another variation of that Thunderbolt pose, coming back into the heels, sitting back. If you like, we walk our hands back, extending those arms out to a T to help slowly lower you down. Working to keep the shins and the knees to the mat. Arms can be extended out behind you, can be resting down by your feet, can be resting on your hips. Find what's right. Now this is a really nice long stretch through those thighs, those quadriceps, into those hip flexors, into the belly. Breathe. Extending those arms back out to a T, palms to the floor. We come up to our forearms and slowly bring ourselves back. Extending the arms and walk your hands up. We come back up to a kneeling position and once again back to Thunderbolts. I hope that this has been informative to you and time well spent. Welcome to the Thunderbolt pose. Lots of variations to it. I hope you have the very best day, and thank you for spending some time with me in Your Journey Yoga with Cheryl. Until the next time, namaste.